I wanted to make this video as a community update to why I've been gone for the past 3 weeks, and there are 3 components behind this. Number 1, I've been pretty busy with school. Number 2, my computer broke down, which was basically 11 days of me being absent. And number 3, a Yogin scammed me for 21,000 Robux. And a Yogin, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I don't know how he likes that pronounced, and I don't care at the same time. But I'm just gonna say a Yogin. But anyways, a Yogin is the founder of Project Bronze Legends, which I'll post on the screen for anyone who wants to know what that is. And I would not recommend joining that game because he is a scammer. But anyways, I guess the best way to really start this whole explanation is to go back to the beginning. So this was in early March, when I was originally scammed by Legends of Warrior founder Baba for 50k Robux, and I have a whole video on that I would recommend watching. I'll link it up above. Definitely click it and check it out if you haven't watched it already. It's good for having awareness on what goes on in this community. But anyways, during that time, Yogin was starting out and he needed content creators for his game to promote it. So he'd asked me if I could help him out, and I agreed to do so. And I actually had to take a pretty low rate there of 1,000 Robux for 6 videos, but I agreed to do it because I wanted to help him get to his feet, and that's why I was willing to take such a low rate. So anyways, I produced the content for his game, and during this time he even asked for a custom video based on a community update on what was going on with his game, which I even made for him because I wanted to offer him the best service I could. And whenever I do work for anybody, I try to do the best job I can. That's just something that I believe in morally. So anyways, I do get that out, and he does pay me the 1,000 Robux. So I was thinking, well, this guy seems like a good guy to work with because I started out, I give him all my loyalty. I worked with him when he was small, so I figured that he wouldn't betray me because like who would want to betray someone that had offered you that much loyalty and that much service already at such a small point when you're not even a big I guess person. So I didn't think he would be the type of guy to betray me then, which is why I agreed to a contract where I was making 22 videos, and during this time he said that loyalty mattered a lot to him, so he didn't want me to work for any other games. And I got multiple offers from many other PvP founders to produce content for their game. Now, to be fair, some of them were smaller communities, but they also offered to give me a payment, and they also offered to provide a spawner. And some of them just wanted just one video just promoting their game to just try and get their names out there. So you have to understand that content creators are very important for games because they offer advertisement and promotion to the games, just how people even find them in the first place. So that's why it's so important. But I had to shut down all these guys because I felt like I need to stay true to my word to Yogin, because one thing I believe in is not betraying someone or doing something or not doing something that I agreed to do. So that's that. So I kept my loyalty to him. And during this time he also pushed out some new payment rates for his content creation program, where he offered 200 Robux for 250 views and 100 Robux for 20 likes. And I asked him, does this apply to me? And he said yes. So I was under the impression that all the work I was doing was going to go by this rate. So everything's going well, and now it's either some point early April or mid-April, but a lot of problems have now ensued with the game. For example, one of the previous founders by the name of Tachi or something like that, it has an X, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, or his other name he goes by is Nabil. He was removed from the team. Joshi, one of my good friends who was also founder, had left the community, and one of my really good friends, Bounty, had decided to leave because he was getting treated terribly by Yogin. So he decided to leave the game because he didn't want to work with that type of community or that type of founder. And those are just a few instances I can name. I really don't have a list or whatever. I can't be bothered to list every single person that had left. But anyways, during this time Yogin was in a desperate position, so he decides to call in Baba, a scammer, which is pretty down bad. And Baba, of course, is clearly going to be pretty upset because when he scammed me, he wasn't expecting to get called out. And when I caught him lacking and made that whole video that got 10k views, he was pretty affected by it, and he was pretty pressed about it, which is why when he came in, he took his opportunity. And when the game was in a bad situation, he asked Yogin, can I ban WTJC? And even though I'd offered Ayogan all my loyalty, I had carried his content creation team. Even Ayogan himself had acknowledged that I was carrying the content creation team. He knew that I was doing, a really good job. I was really providing the best of the best service that I could at that time. And despite all of that, he actually gives Baba permission to ban me. So on April the 15th, I confront Ayogan asking him what happened, and he says Baba banned you. So I sent him evidence of him giving Baba permission, and he says I don't know why. So I say, you gave him perms, you too are backstabbing me, because I was surprised at the time. I wasn't expecting this from Ayogan. And he says he's a new founder. I didn't know he would ban. And I mean, at that point, that's really stupid. Like, he asked you for permission to ban me, so what do you expect if you gave him permission? Like, seriously, like, that's just, man, I don't have much to say about that. But anyways, I asked him, well, at this point, you've already backstabbed me by banning me from the game that I had given all my loyalty towards. So I asked him, you still owe me Robux, so can you at least pay me that? And he says first, my Robux is pending. So I said, well, I'm going to send you the rates anyways. So once your Robux is here, you can at least get that payment through. So in total, I made him about 26,000 views at the time, roughly that much. And that basically equated to 21,000 Robux. And now it's a lot more, actually. He owes me more. I didn't even account for the likes or whatever, that rate. That probably would have been a good sum of Robux too. But I didn't really, care about that. I just wanted to get paid at least for my views. So I asked him if I can get paid for that. At first he asked like he wasn't even aware of the contract. He tries to twist it and whatnot. So I sent him the avatar item, and I'm not here for BS. So I told him, well, you have a week to get that done, because I have better things to do than have to follow up with this. So I gave him a reminder, and I told him I'd remind him every day, which is basically what I did for the most part. And but then I told him, well, I heard that you were not going to pay me from a good friend of mine. And he says, who told you that? And then I say, I do not wish to disclose that information, because I didn't want to have to betray that person. So he says, let me ask you a question, which he doesn't get to. In fact, he just leaves me on red. So I remind him again on the 21st, the 22nd, and then on the 30th. So during this time, my computer broke down, so I didn't have access to it anymore. But I told him straightforwardly, it's real sad that you won't pay your formerly most loyal CC what you owe him. Because once again, I'm going to restate this. I gave him all my loyalty. I carried his content creation team. I uploaded a video whenever he needed it. I helped him grow his game, and this is how he treats me back. Anyways, he sends me an image of him with 742 Robux, which is really stupid, because there's no way your Robux didn't pend for the past 2 weeks, because we started this whole thing 2 weeks ago on the 15th. This is the 30th of April, so he definitely got his Robux and decided to spend it on something else. Now he sends me the image with 2 moe emojis, in a sense like he didn't even have the Robux to pay me, which is BS, because he clearly just spent the Robux that he had in other places. He just, he used it somewhere else. He used it for himself, which is just really, really sad. So then, I told him I shouldn't have been one of your first priorities, because of course, I'm not here to really mess around with this type of BS anymore. And then he says, can I ask you something? And he says, how many members do you think you got me? So first off, the fact that he asked or had the audacity to ask a question like this is really sad, because you literally put out the rates there. I gave you all my services. I've uploaded when you wanted me to. I made you custom videos. Like, really, like what even is this? You should first off should never ask this question. He asked, how did you benefit me? So he was only in here for his own benefit. And anyways, I can still provide evidence to how I benefited him, because I clearly did. Like, I literally took me 1 moment or 1 minute to go to YouTube Studio and find 3 comments, and shout out to these guys, by the way, who asked for a link or who were introduced to the game. And he has to accept this, because clearly these are people who were brought to the game. I could find waves of links, or comments asking for links, or these types of comments. And then in addition, you have to consider that people most of the time are just going to click the link because the link's already there. They don't need to ask for the link. So this is like a very small minority of people who were introduced to the game right here. So I was really producing a lot of people for him on paper. So this was a stupid argument. purely because number one, you shouldn't even be asking this when you agreed to make a rate, and number two, I still did produce people, so you still like really like this is just a bad argument from a Yogan right here. I wanted to conclude this video by announcing that this is my last straw with Big Bronze. It almost seems like no matter who I work with, I'm always working with a scammer, but really that's not a surprise because people who are re-uploading Pokemon Big Bronze are thieves. That in itself is already, they have to steal the game file. No one gave them permission to, they just stole it. So these are the type of people that I'm working with, and sometimes I need to actually probably acknowledge that better. And there was a time where people who were working for Big Bronze were genuine about it. They just wanted to re-upload the game because they wanted people to be able to still play the game and enjoy it and make memories. But now what it's become is just a place for money, for greed, for corruption, for power. People now upload just so that they can have Robux because it's just a free way to do so. They steal the game, they are thieves, and they make an identity out of this. And really, people who really get out there just become terrible, like Ayogan. Before I heard that he was chill, and now he's just become corrupted, he's become greedy, he's become nasty, he's become terrible to work with. And these are the type of people that I would be supporting if I keep working for this game, which is why this is my last straw, because I'm really just tired of having to deal with this. Anyways, Bounty is a really good friend of mine, and I've been working with him. He's a pretty nice guy, so I don't expect him to scam me. But in the case that anything like that does happen, that's it, I'm out. So anyways, I did want to thank everyone who has watched this video. I really appreciate the support I've had on this channel because it's been a great experience being able to produce content for this game. I've really already achieved my goal in a sense because now I've uploaded almost 40 PvP videos that I can look back to if the game ever gets deleted for good. So I'm just glad that I've been able to make these memories, and I hope that I will be able to continue making these memories and that I don't get scammed, because if I do, that's the end of all of this. So anyways, thanks for watching. Drop a like if you found this video informative or enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.